So
I'm gonna try to defend Gaia because I think someone should. Gaia, the concept of Mother Nature as mother. And I think you talk, I think very accurately about sort of the plus and universalism in identity. And I feel like you are drawing the line on the identity of us as a species, when really there isn't that much unique about us as a species. And as long as we keep drawing that line, we are never going to have the sort of change that we need in order to survive. There's another apocalypse coming. It's a climate apocalypse, and I don't think we're never going to have the sort of change that we need in behavior and in thinking, and then ultimately in the way we operate to survive. And I think in order to have that change, don't you think that we need to sort of abolish that identity and embrace the thought of us as being part of nature, and nature as mother or lover or whatever we want to see nature as?
But again, okay, please remain here. I want to engage in a brief dialogue with you. You know, I'm a Stalinist policeman. You will not just provoke Comrade Stalin. You will get KGB strikes back. Sorry, you know what I mean? But why? This is a very serious problem, yes. What we are doing with nature, catastrophes, and so on and so on. But for me, even to use these terms, Mother Nature, and so on and so on, this resuscitates a certain picture, again, which I find problematic. How then do you react to what I said, that what kind of a mother is this fucking nature? It's destroying itself all the time. It's incredible catastrophes, and so on. Why call it Mother Nature? Why not simply, brutally say we need, we humanity, certain conditions to survive? And we must, it's a very brutal statement, egotist even. We can only survive, at least for the time being, who knows how we will genetically modify ourselves, and we need to make sure that these conditions will persist. Why? I don't see that need into all these pathetics of Mother Nature and so on, you know. It brings a false safety for me.
Yeah.
Mother Nature, who knows what will happen? There may be a volcanic explosion. What will you do then? Which will ruin us all. What will you then? Oh, Mother, why did you betray us, or what? Catastrophe. You see what I mean? Mother Nature, the term substantializes too much nature into some global, basically benevolent power.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing, like, mothers are not necessarily benevolent. Mothers can also spank you. And my mother certainly did.
Yeah, but the way you put it, spank you is nonetheless, you know, good mother spanks you to make you better.
But I think it's still a very sort of human perspective to see everything from the point of view of our survival and from the point of view of our pain and what we like. So even if we define it this way, even if we say these are the conditions that we need to survive, that actually is no guarantee of survival. We can be hit by a comet tomorrow, and there's no way, you know, there's no sort of getting out of the uncertainty of life. There's no way to get out of it. At some point we have to perhaps embrace the fact that we live in an uncertain universe. And then there's going to be pain, and there's going to be catastrophe, and there's going to be bad things. But there are more reasons to embrace what we are as natural beings. Those reasons include the fact that we come from the earth, and we are a part of it. And it doesn't matter whether it always gives us good things or bad things. So that's one reason. The other reason, of course, is the very practical reason that if we need to have the kind of revolutionary change we need, we sort of need to imagine ourselves as different from what we have so far imagined ourselves. We imagine ourselves as separate from nature, and I don't think that's something that's going to sort of work for us.
What you said now is perfect. I just have 2 points, not against it even, but just I will try, maybe I'm wrong, to draw the consequences from it. First, when you say, but we are part of nature, no? Yes, we are part of nature precisely when we are destroying nature, and that's nature. You know, don't paint us as there is Mother Nature there. Oh my God, we are violating Mother Nature in our most destructive. We are part of nature. Second thing, when you know, what surprises me is that when I hear this argument, it's not only like, you know, this is why some radical ecologists or deep ecologists even talk about, now it's very fashionable to talk about not human rights, but rights not only of animals, and incidentally, for maybe sentimental reasons, I totally underline this, agree with it. Like, I mean, for example, when I was young, I had the misfortune of visiting in Slovenia, not a pig, there even worse, a chicken factory and so on. I mean, it's unimaginable what happens with this industrial agriculture and so on. But what I'm saying is that this idea that we humans should also acknowledge, I wouldn't call them human rights, some kind of spiritual rights or whatever you call them, of not only of animals and plants, but even of habitats. For example, in Nordic countries, I had a friend in, how do you pronounce it here, Iceland, Reykjavik. Yeah, they have this idea that habitats also have the right. Yes, but habitats don't know this. The paradox, the beautiful Hegelian paradox, is that when we are claiming this, we again exempt us, humanity, into the only universal species. Other species are just stupid, caught into themselves. We are the universal species. We are ready to talk about the rights of all others, and which is nice, but you know, the paradox is that whenever we talk, we say we are just one of the species. Yes, but we are at the same time the only species who knows this, who is the universal species.